lovely sunny Lincolnshire, and I'm way more excited than perhaps I should be, but that's because I've just taken delivery of my new Equitex saddle pad. Now, I threw the bank balance away on this one on the promise of how good it's going to be, and I just want to tell you already I'm really excited about this. The claims that I've seen on the internet definitely are holding up when it comes out the packet. Great quality, the fabric feels absolutely lush, and I think my horse here, Marmite, is going to like this a lot. We've got the nice squishy foam liner, not a seam in sight, just as promised, and the detailing on this I think is absolutely first class. I'm a particular fan of the lovely little blingy bit down here with the name pad on. So here we go. I'm going to do you a very quick review. I'm going to put this onto Marmite with his saddle, and we're going to see just whether it holds up to the promises initially that I've seen on the internet. So they tell me that this will just sit and that I won't need to pull up the centre gullet, and sure enough, exactly what it seems to be doing. Sitting very nicely there on Marmite. Now Marmite and I have quite a demand from a saddle pad because I have a spinal issue and I'm very asymmetric, as my saddler is always telling me, and so is my horse. He's also quite asymmetric, both on the same side, and as a result we tend to send our saddle off to the right, and it doesn't matter how much flocking we do. The saddle that I've got has been custom built for him, but still that saddle tends to twist off. Now I'm told by Amanda that this saddle pad is going to stop my slippage of my saddle, so it's going to be very interesting to find out whether that holds true. Okay, so let's just get Marmite's saddle up there. Good boy. That's sitting quite nicely. This is exactly the first time I've put this on Marmite, so I'm seeing this for the first time as are you. And that's sitting really nicely. Now I was a little sceptical because they told me that anything up to a 16-hand horse would need a smaller pad, and Marmite, as you can see, is quite long, as is his saddle. He's got an 18-inch seat on a 17.5-inch tree, so I was a bit sceptical as to whether this would be long enough, but it is actually perfect. Look, the rear is sitting here really nicely. Seems like it's sitting beautifully on him. So let's see. I should have perhaps cleaned my tack before going on to film, but I was just too excited when the saddle pad arrived. Very nicely done. Good boy, man. Job. Well done, buddy. So just a little adjusting to still pull it up into the girth. It doesn't entirely just stay there, but of course I think that's pretty standard. It's certainly looking quite comfortable on him. I'm liking the feel of this under here is so nice on his shoulder, nicely padded. So I guess that only leaves me to get on board and take him out for a ride and test to see whether it twists or whether it doesn't. So I'll be back later and I'll let you know what the result was. Thanks folks. Good boy. Well, here we are then. That was lovely. The saddle pad appears to be sitting fairly straight, even though there are no shims underneath. Normally we shim front left and rear right, but it seems to be pretty good. There was a little movement, I think, but nothing as bad as if you just went with a straight saddle pad. So let's have a look and see what it's like when I take the saddle off. Good boy. Let's go and have a look. Come on, Michael. Hang on, let me... Boy. Let's have a look and see what's going on underneath. Normally, of course, we have quite an indentation where he shimmed, so it will be very interesting to see what the difference is. Good boy, Marmite. So, the memory foam, if it was compressed, has bounced immediately back. There is no sign of indentation there. Let me just check the other side. No. I'll bring this round in a moment to show you. So let's have a look underneath. So, here you can quite plainly see the shape of the memory foam, or the foam. It's not memory foam, the high-tech foam, but there is no particular area of indentation on the horse's back. There's just a sweat mark here. There's no indentation at all. Obviously we see the girth straps coming down there. Not sure if the sun will be in the right place for us to see here. Marmite, stand up, babe. Stand up. Good boy. So here, again, we see a really nice even sweat mark. I feel no indentation whatsoever there. And normally we would have an indentation here from the front shim and here from the rear shim. But there is nothing. Now, let's see how he reacts. Nothing. That side. And this side, nothing either. That's lovely. And underneath, here's the test. They tell me it won't grab hairs. Now that is pretty impressive. This horse this morning when I brushed him was still molting. There's a tiny bit of hair, and as soon as I wipe it, that is coming straight off. It's not grabbing the hairs in the slightest. Almost as though it hasn't been worn. Well, Amanda at the saddle pad shop, I think the Equitex for me is a hit. We'll be keeping that one. Thank you very much.